All right, guys, let's go ahead and kick it off. If you guys haven't heard of this gentleman, this rock star that is everywhere, all over social media, every single event, he is fired up. He's growing like crazy. He's having fun. Agents are watching him. And I'm just so proud of what this gentleman has done in the last several years. One of my good friends. And real quick, let me just introduce him. So he's a top 1% growth leader within EXP. He's got an international real estate team, over 100 million in volume sold year to date. And he's a philanthropist, and he's one of my good friends, rock star agent. If you guys have not heard of Trea Fullen, let's give it up for Trea. Trea, welcome to the call, my friend. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm fired up, baby. I'm excited to be here on a Friday morning with a lot of opportunity and some good people.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, we got 58 on here, and I just wanted to say thanks so much for having me as your special guest yesterday on your EXP Explained. That was a lot of fun sharing my story. And thanks for, giving back the opportunity to be our special guest today. A lot of agents are obviously new on the call. And, we've got a lot of agents that we all know, love, and are having fun. But let's kind of start, let's take it all the way back. A lot of agents don't know who Trea is. Whenever I met you, man, I knew you were going to be a freaking, just an absolute rock star, having a lot of success, having a lot of fun. And I know that's what you're doing, man. You're at every single event. You're all over social media. And like I said, agents are watching you. And this is the time to be present. This is the time to, show your love about EXP. Guys, we've all made that best decision in our real estate career to join EXP. And if you're a special guest on here, definitely take a look at this opportunity, then get back with the person who invited you on the call. And get your questions answered, though. But whenever I first met Trea, man, I knew he was going to be a huge success to EXP. And he's definitely done that. He has a lot of fun. If you guys get to hang out with him, he's a ball of fire, man. So let's take it all the way back. Let's kind of share with the group who Trea is. How'd you get started in your career? And then I've got a few other questions that I want to ask you about your real estate business and buyers and sellers, and then of course agent attraction, how big your group is, what are you doing, your success to grow your organization, and then of course we'll open it up for some Q&A at the end. But who is Trea? Let's take it all the way back.
I love it, man. Let's get into it. So hopefully I'm showing up okay. I got the sun shining this morning.
No, you're
bright,
fine,
baby.
Hey, as long as we can hear you, baby. That's right. As long as we can hear you.
Let's go. So who am I? So I'm a member of God's Special Forces. I'm somebody who made it through absolutely everything I should not have. So taking it way back, I grew up with one love. That love was not real estate. It was called baseball. Played through college, was a program director, recruiter, coach for about 5 or 6 years afterwards. And I'd always done a lot of different jobs, a lot of sales jobs growing up too. Tell people I've been in sales since I was 6 years old. I've done the lemonade stand, the Boy Scout popcorn, retail, in-home sales, high ticket item, one call closes, all kinds of different things. And then I kind of got to a point in my life where I was seeking, what could I get passionate about? Because any day I'd wake up and baseball was on the schedule, it was like, let's freaking go. I'm excited. There's going to be fun to be had today. And when that disappears, you kind of get into this point where you're looking for something to excite you, like that fire, like that thing did. And so I had a mentor who I thought was going to teach me how to get rich trading stocks behind my keyboard. I wouldn't ever have to talk to anybody again, have to sell anybody anything. I just type, hit some buttons and get rich. And within about a week of knowing me, he literally said, Trea, you need to go get your real estate license. So kind of long story short, that's where everything changed. I got into the business of real estate, started at Keller Williams out of Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm born and raised, the Lake Norman area. And I started growing my business. I actually got recruited to be on a local team there, told them I didn't want to run around and show houses all day long. So they said, hey, come be a listing specialist for us. So I actually started my career as a listing specialist on a team, started closing some deals, and very quickly decided, hey, the team wasn't for me. Wanted to run my business individually, like I kind of got into the business thinking I was going to do to begin with. And then April of 2019, I found out about this opportunity and I didn't hesitate. I came over to EXP. My business started exploding as far as my personal production. And then there's another guy on the call here, Mr. Tyler Royke, a good buddy of mine. We were talking about College Station. That's where he's out today. But me and him run that international team that that Pat was telling you guys about. So today we have almost 100 people on that team, spanning about half the United States from Hawaii to New York. We also cover Canada as well too. And we love supporting those people. That's where everything in my business changed when I came, especially coming to EXP and having the opportunity that we do here to not just go out and crush it on the sell side of things, right? To go out and help a lot of buyers and sellers, close a lot of transactions, make a lot of commissions, build this great business. What really excited me, where that passion really got reignited, I was talking about, was when I realized how we can impact the lives of professionals that are in this business. There's so much that people can create for their lives, for their family's life, through this beautiful thing we all are a part of called real estate. And I wanted to be that catalyst in people's lives. I wanted to be the person that would connect with you and help you get to that next place that you wanted to be. And then we've just got this beautiful opportunity that, hey, when we go do that for people, we actually set ourselves free, our families free for the rest of our lives. So we spend our time supporting that team. We spend time growing. We've closed over $105 million as a team since January. We're gonna blow through that as we round out this year. I would say $1 billion in production is not that far around the corner either. We're growing extremely fast. Like we started this team with me and Tyler, two people, July of 2020. So barely 2 years later, we've grown to that size and scale and production. And so just very proud of our people, very proud of this company, the impact that we're making in all kinds of lives around the world. And so we love supporting the team. We love growing the firm. We love sharing the opportunity. And here we are today, hopefully firing you guys up to go do the same thing.
Yes. Wow, man, that is awesome. I love the fire. I love the energy. I love your passion. And man, I just, I know you guys are having a lot of fun. You and Tyler are very close. So, we all have, our story, how we got introduced to EXP. Like mine, Scott and Tracy Lewis, they called me up, and it was a perfect time for me to, listen to them, because I needed to make a change in my real estate business because my previous brokers were doing some things that they shouldn't have done, and I needed to, part ways. And they literally called me the same day that I needed to part ways, and I thought I was going to Keller Williams. And Scott Lewis said, take a look at this short little video, and it was a 15-minute video of Tracy Lewis doing a short little EXP explained. And man, my ears perked up, and I said, this is a no-brainer. This is going to be huge. I want to be a part of this, right? So that's how I joined December of 2015. So Trey, take us back, kind of share your story. Who introduced EXP to you? How was it? How long did it take you? What video did you watch? Or if you did watch a video, or did you watch a webinar, or just take a look at the PowerPoint? Because a lot of agents, they each have their own little story, how, they were shared EXP with, but and a lot of agents are looking to start sharing EXP with other agents. And so I just kind of say, hey, listen, however you were exposed to it, kind of do the exact same thing, right? Just duplicate that. But I would love to hear your story.
Man, I wish this would get duplicated more. So I'm going to kind of throw Tyler under the bus here a little bit. I love you, brother. So don't take it the wrong way. He's a great guy, but I knew the letters EXP actually when I first got my license, because Tyler had just joined the company, and I knew Tyler before I even got my real estate license. The one thing I didn't know was what those letters stood for. I didn't know anything about the company. The only thing I think I knew is that it was publicly traded. I knew it was publicly traded, and I knew the name of it, EXP. And I'd interviewed like 6 or 7 different brokerages when I first got into the business before I affiliated my license anywhere. And for whatever reason, I didn't push to learn about EXP. I don't know why. It just is what it is. I interviewed at like a regional brokerage, Berkshire Hathaway, KW, like 6 or 7 different firms. EXP was not one of them. I ended up starting at KW, and nobody ever approached me. I got a couple like voicemails from people who had like cold called out to everybody in the market, like, hey, we're doing this, come through, learn about this thing. But I was just like, right, not making a move on that right now.
Yeah.
And then one day, so what had happened is I'd gone back after I started in real estate to another job. I had been doing sales for a company, and we were doing in-home sales. So we would travel 40, 50,000 miles a year, get to your house, right? You didn't know who we were. Open up the door, sit at the kitchen table. In the next 2 hours, you're going to sign a contract for $30,000 or I'm not fucking leaving. Right. And so I left that company, got into real estate, and then they kind of pulled me back, wanted me to do some projects for them. While I'm there doing some projects, they said, hey, well, let's create something more. And I built out an inside sales division where we were doing everything we would sell at your kitchen table on a Zoom call. Well, that door got shut. I'd been there about a year and a half, the second time around, and that company goes out of business. I built this inside sales team out. We were closing deals, and to this day, that company still owes me 5 figures, and I probably will never see that money. But what ended up happening at that point is I kind of took it as a sign from God. Hey, this door is shutting. You need to be in real estate. This is where your purpose is. Go back over here and refocus your life. And so I started doing that. And at that time where I knew I was going to refocus back into real estate, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing an opportunity. If I was going to really rededicate, refocus, and build this business out, I wanted to make sure I was doing it in the absolutely best place possible. So I actually called Tyler Royke up and I said, Tyler, can you tell me about this EXP thing, man? I know you've been over there, you've been closed lips about it. Can you sit down and just give me the bottom line, man? Give me the A to Z. And so I remember exactly where I was sitting. I was actually in that office at that other company's office there. I pulled up one of their computers before I took off for the day. I'm like, hey, Tyler, let's jump on a Zoom call, break this thing down for me. And before the call was even over, I'm like, I'm in, dude.
Yes. Love it, baby. That's a great story right there. That's a beautiful story, right? And EXP is truly been able to change your life. So now let's kind of talk about how big is your revenue share organization? How many FLQAs and FLAs do you have? How big is your organization? And if you don't mind, I like to kind of talk a little bit about money too, because money motivates everybody, right? And we're not trying to brag. We're just trying to only motivate everybody. So how many FLAs, how many FLQAs do you have, and how big is your organization? And what's your largest revenue share check so far?
Absolutely. Yeah. So happy to be transparent with you guys on this call. So I really started building this about 2 years ago. I've been with the company about 3.5, but it really wasn't until about maybe 2.5 years ago that the growth really became a huge focus, and we actually started to see that move. So today we're at 47. I got 47 FLAs. I've got 23 FLQAs out of that. The group has grown into 71, so definitely laid the foundation. The duplication has taken off. We've got a lot of great people that are going to be building for us too. And the largest check I've gotten was actually the check from last month. Revenue share was a little over $5,200.
Dang! Woo! Yes, baby. That is awesome, guys. Who wants that? $5,200. That's huge, right? That's like 1 or 2 closings, right? Depending on what market you're in.
Well, you know what, Pat, one of the best ways I've found to look at revenue share, especially on like the beginning, right? When you're growing this thing out, some people's first checks like for like $60. I think mine was like for $400 and some dollars. So I had a pretty good first revenue share check. But it's our buddy Alfonso, man. Alfonso Camargo, our hermano. He says all the time to me, like, dude, your check hit $2,000, your check hit $3,000, your check hit $5,000. Man, that's incredible, because my dad, right, or these people out there in the U.S. who are collecting Social Security checks, I think the average Social Security check is $1,500. So if you can just grow your revenue share to at least $1,500, you literally just created a passive income for the rest of your life that exceeds what everybody's collecting monthly for Social Security. Kind of crazy to think about.
Amen. Man, that's huge. I love it, man. Hey, congrats. And I know you got some big goals, and I know you guys are doing a lot of good things. So maybe kind of share 1 or 2 techniques that you use to reach out to, other agents. I know we all, say, cold calling really doesn't work, but, some people have been cold called, and, hey, it may work or may not work, whatever. But, what are you guys doing in your market? I know you guys are doing a lot of presentations, like I was your special guest yesterday, which was great. What are you guys doing to, share the model? Just so we can educate these other agents that are looking to start growing some revenue share.
Of course, yeah. I mean, so much to be said about this. I'd say anything that you're going to do consistently is going to work. I love to focus on relationships. I think that's the biggest thing I could tell you is like, hey, just go out there, build relationships. You came on the call yesterday, Pat. You were talking about just listening to people. A lot of people are experiencing pain right now. A lot of people want to make shifts. And really what they need is someone to freaking listen to them instead of somebody just shoving stuff down their throat, puking EXP or whatever opportunity, whatever we think they should do for our benefit, just throwing that up on them. Instead, just ask a couple good questions, sit there and listen, because they'll open up. They'll tell you what's going on. So I'd say that's the biggest thing we try to do. We try to listen to people, meet them where they're at, understand what's important to the other person. What are their goals in their business? Why did they get into real estate? Some of the questions you've even asked me on this call, these are the same questions that I ask agents when I sit down and I talk to them. So I've done a little bit of it all, man. I've done cold calling. I've done the, the 100 days to freedom with Scott Lewis. We'd cold call agents for 2 hours a day. We didn't. Scott's going to be jumping on us. So I've done that. I've sent out videos before. I'm not a big fan of sending the video because I think most people don't watch it. And if they do, are they really paying attention? What distractions did they have? Did they pick anything out of it? Did they miss the most important part for them? So what I love doing is I love getting people to a live situation. And Pat's talking about a call that we do every single Thursday. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We break down, me and my partner Tyler, we break down the entire EXP business model. We've done this call for about 3 years, and we've turned it in the past 2 years or so into a place where we bring on keynote guests. So the first 40 minutes, we'll break down the model. Last 15, 20 minutes, we have someone like Pat Hayes. We've had Glenn Sanford. We've had 4 or 5 presidents, top 50, top 100 people in this entire company of 85,000 agents jumping on there, sharing their story, sharing a testimony. And we open that up to everybody. So the links gotten a little funky on us. We're getting that fixed though. But if you go to ThursdayExecutiveOverview.com, That's a resource for every single one of you. So if you want to jump in and get excited about the opportunity, but really make the most of it, invite people to come there. So here's a tip that I'll give you that I've kind of come across, but we teach our agents, which is when you're out there sharing an opportunity with people, don't invite them to learn about EXP. What we found is a more effective thing to do is to listen to people, have these conversations, find out what's important to them, really find two things, right? Their needs and their goals. If you understand what somebody needs, what somebody's goal is, you have a way to advance a solution from there. If we're advancing solutions before we know those things, we're kind of shooting in the dark. But if we get to understand what's important to them, what are their needs, what are their goals, then we can advance a solution. And that solution, we believe, should come in the form of an invitation to meet a person instead of an invitation to learn about a company or an opportunity. Because think about it, Pat, if I come up to you, I'm like, hey, Pat, I love you, bro. I got somebody you need to meet. Are you going to be like, nah, Trey, I don't want to meet that person?
No, I'm gonna be like, heck yeah. Who is it? I want to know. Let's go.
I want to meet him, right? If your best friend comes up to you and says, hey, I got someone you have to meet, you're not going to turn them down. You're like, yeah, introduce me. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you come to someone, they could be your mom or your dad, and you're like, hey, I want you to check out this opportunity where people are becoming millionaires. Some people get a little sales like defense. A wall comes up. They're like, I don't know about this. So if you just take it to the point where, hey, we're introducing people to people, and the reason for that invitation is anchored to something important to them, it's going to be a lot more successful. You get a lot more people exposed to this opportunity. And that's really what it's about. It's the number of relationships that you can build. It's the number of exposures that you can create. And then, like you said, Pat, just following up, staying in contact with people. That's why I love utilizing social media. It's, we talk about building passive income. I'm all about relationships. So we've got an active way of building relationships. We can go out, we can make calls, we can spend one-on-one time with people, we can text message, but then there's also passive relationship building, and that's your social media, that's your video, that's all the stuff that you're putting out there that people can go connect with while you're sleeping, while you're doing something else in your business. So I love putting stuff out there, just being a beacon, guys. If you want to be a successful person, if you want to be an attractive person, you have to be attractive in every part of your life, right? And that's why it's called what it is. It's agent attraction. It's not agent recruiting or agent chasing. So I think one of the most important things we can do is share, build relationships, but really build ourselves into the most attractive individual that we can across all aspects.
Love it. Amen to that right there, guys. Listen to that right there. And again, ThursdayExecutiveOverview.com, guys. Hey, let's pack the house next Thursday, and let's use that, guys. He's inviting all of you guys to use this opportunity to share the model, right? Don't think that you guys have to be the professional presenter. Let them be the professional presenter. You guys be the professional inviter. That is it. All you have to do is invite, right? And it was so much fun yesterday on the call, and I saw a lot of faces that I recognized, and I saw a lot of faces that I didn't recognize. That means those are special guests, right? And so I'm sure we had probably a ton of agents that actually joined yesterday. And that's how you guys grow, right? And so let's have a lot of fun. Let's utilize, what other agents are doing, right? Don't have to recreate and reinvent the wheel and create your own videos and think that you have to, start doing your own presentations. If you want to, hey, great, that's totally fine. But if not, if you're wanting to learn, then hey, tap into other resources, right? Whenever I first got started, I tapped into Scott and Tracy Lewis. They were doing the presentations in San Antonio. They just asked me to, help with the presentations every now and then. That's how I learned, and then also just help them invite. Right. And so, one lunch learn, we had 2 or 3 guests. In the next few weeks, we had 10 or 11 guests. And that's kind of how we all started growing. And then they threw me to the wolves and started doing the presentations with them. And then I started doing presentations by myself. And then they exited stage left and moved on. And, I started growing San Antonio for 4 or 5 years. And that's kind of how it is. Right. And so, don't be afraid to tap into the resources. Don't be afraid to use the Brent Gove video, the modelexplained.com. If you guys don't know Brent Gove, he's an amazing leader here at EXP. He's got, probably 20,000 agents in his revenue share organization, making over $1 million a month in passive income from the revenue share. And again, he's open to share that because it's changed his life, right? He was with Keller Williams, and before that he was with Remax, and, selling a ton of real estate, $250 million a year in production in Sacramento, California, had a big team of 22 buyers agents. And he saw EXP about 5 years ago, and he said he was never, ever, ever going to leave Keller Williams. He was drinking that Kool-Aid. He helped Gary Keller grow with Gene Frederick and Rob Flick. Right now, all of those leaders are over here at EXP, and he's doing some phenomenal things, right? So BrentGove.com, that's another resource right there. Brent Gove, B-R-E-N-T, Gove, G-O-V-E.com. And then also themodelexplain.com. And then also you can tap into, Train Tyler's executive overview, right? And you guys are doing it every single Thursday, right?
We do it every Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. You guys are more than welcome to come there. Invite any guests you want to. We don't steal them from you. We literally tell everybody, hey, get back to the person who invited you to this call.
Let's do it, guys. Hey, I want to encourage everybody. Let's set a goal. Every single person on this call, let's invite one guest.
Hey, can we help them do that?
Thursday.
Let's not just give them a goal. Let's give them something they can do right now before this call is over to help get them there.
Yeah.
But you guys ready? I need buy-in though. We need cameras on. I need thumbs up. I need some sort of engagement here to know like you guys are going to do this with me right now. Because if I want you guys to grow at 9:30 Central Time on a Friday morning, baby. You guys
let's do it, baby. I'm all in. Let's go. All
right. So let's make a leap here. We call it Freedom Friday, Froggy Friday, right? We're gonna leap into the week here. So all right, I want you guys to pull out your Facebook right now. Go ahead, everybody, pull up Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're connected with most of your friends on. Pull this up right now.
Got it.
I'll drop the link in the chat for you guys too for the Thursday call. And again, it's having a little issues right now. We're going to have that fixed here in the next week though. All right, you got your Facebook pulled up. Go to Messenger. I want you guys to type this out once, and then I want you to hit copy. Before you send it, copy it so we can paste it and send it to some other people too. This is what you're going to type, and this could be to any of your friends, any of your friends that are not at EXP right now. Actually, they could be at EXP. It doesn't matter. Any of your friends. You're going to type, hey, I need your help. Who is the best real estate agent you know? Or who is the most professional real estate agent you know? That's it. Hey, I need your help. Who is the most professional real estate agent you know? I want you guys to copy that, send that to 10 people right now, at least 10 people.
Love it.
They said me. What do I say now? Well, if they hit you with me, well, like I don't know if they're saying you, Big Mike, or them, but like if they say you, well, of course you know me, right? And if they say nobody, well, then you can say, well, of course they know me. But say other than me, Big Mike, like you just roll with it. They're going to come back with a lot of different stuff. Most people will send you the name of a real estate agent, and then what you're going to do when you get that name is you're going to call that person up and be like, hey, Bob, this is Trey here. I don't think we know each other, but Pat Hayes, we got a mutual friend in common. He said you're in real estate and I had to connect with you. He said all kinds of great things. He spoke the world about you. So I had to give you a call and connect. How are you doing? Right. And then just start the conversation from there. All right. And I want you guys to have a bunch of those conversations. If you get to find out anything about these people, set up a one-on-one meeting over the next week or whatever, make it very easy to invite them to the call on Thursday. But I promise if you guys go send that message to at least 10 people right now, you will have some real estate agents you did not know about. And you'll have a reason to reach out to them. And it won't be this weird, awkward conversation when you call them up, because guess what? You guys have a friend in common. You already have common ground to start the conversation with.
I love it. There we go, guys. All right, I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that here real quick, and we'll let Trey take a breather. And then real quick, I'm going to get my wingman, Ian Flanagan, lined up here real quick. I want to introduce him. If you guys don't know Ian, he's got an incredible story as well, too. So we'll give you guys a few minutes to send out those messages, and then let Trey take a little breather. And then my man, Ian, I see that you're there, but I don't see you. Are you there, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I am, Pat. Give me about 7-8 minutes, and then I'll turn my camera on and share.
No worries. All right, man. Sounds good. Give you guys a few minutes. All right, send out those messages.
Somebody asked, what do you tell them about the call without sounding salesy? That's where it goes back to introducing them to a person, guys. So the best thing I can do is I can give you my 4-step process for how we recruit agents to EXP, how we attract agents to EXP. Number one, we connect with agents, right? That's what we're talking about right now. We're getting connected with other people who have real estate licenses. You can go out to events. You can add people as friends on Facebook. You can ask for referrals from mom, dad, brother, sister, anybody walking down the street, anybody in your DMs, right? Like you can ask anybody who's a great real estate agent that you know, and they're going to give you a name. Most people know a real estate agent. Anywhere you can connect with agents, just connect with them. That's step number one. Step number two is after you connected with these people, we teach people to have a one-on-one meeting. So no agenda. We're not here to talk about EXP. We just want to get to know each other, right? Get to know this person as a person, get to know this person as a professional, right? Ask really good questions. This doesn't have to take a long time. It can be done in person. It can be done over Zoom call. So you can do this with people all over the world. And then once you have that one-on-one meeting, now you should know what's important to this person. What's their needs? What's their goals? So Pat might tell me in that meeting, hey, Trey, you know what? I did $5 million last year. The market's shifting. I really want to make sure I've solidified my business for the next 10 years. I want to double my production. I want to go from 5 million to 10 million. And I'm going to ask Pat, Pat, hey, Pat, is that the most important thing for your business right now? Or is there something else more important? He says, no, that's the number one thing for me, brother. And I'm going to say, okay, if your number one most important thing in your business is to go from $5 million to $10 million in production this year, I have someone you have to meet. What are you doing Thursday at 4? Right. That's how I get them to the call, guys. It's not salesy. It's not a pitch. It's not about EXP. It's about them, what's important to them. And I'm just going to introduce them to someone who can add value. Right. Because once they get on that call, they're going to meet my partner, Tyler. They're going to meet our keynote for the week. They're going to get to hear about an additional opportunity. It's all best. And then guess what? Number 4, don't forget this one, guys, the 3-way call. So many people do exposures every day and they don't complete the cycle. You got to close the loop. You got to get that 3-way call done.
Bam. Yeah, I see Big Mike fired up over there. He's got something good going on. Yes, I love it. Give you guys a few more minutes, man. I love the fire, man. Trey, you're bringing the fire, baby. I love it.
Trying to help people grow, baby. That's what we do.
And then also, I think you might have said this though, but I want to kind of reconnect on this too and reiterate this is, I love your first sentence. Hey, I need your help. Guys, everybody's wanting to help everybody, right? If somebody said, hey, I need your help to me, absolutely. Hey, I'm here to help. What can I do to help? How can I help you? Right? Hey, I need your help. Right? That's perfect. That's perfect. Instead of just saying, hey, who's the best real estate agent you know? Oh, I don't know. I know a lot of them. I don't know. But hey, I need your help. Sure. Let me help you out real quick. Love it. I love it, guys. This is great. Good stuff. Hey, Trey, and real quick, how many, what was the total on the call yesterday? I think one time I looked and it was like in the 60s, I think maybe 70s. What was the number yesterday?
Yesterday on the overview, I didn't even pay attention, man. If it was about 60, I'd say that's about average. Big Mike said 69. That sounds about right. We've had, I think the record we had was about 150. So I'd love to blow through that this week. We had 150 when Glenn Sanford was our keynote this year. So all right,
guys, let's set a goal. Let's set 200 for next Thursday. 200 for next Thursday, baby. Let's do it. Who wants to grow, guys? Hey, this is it. This is the time right now. This is recruiting season. If you guys want, how bad do you want, right? Do you want a revenue share check of $5,200, right? Do you want a revenue share check of over 6 figures, right? My biggest one was $165,000 a few years ago in August, right? That's not even with my 7th level open. It could have been over $250,000 for 1 month, right? Who wants that, right? Again, I'm not trying to brag, just trying to motivate. I want to motivate.
Pat, how many people are you bringing? We need to get tier 7 unlocked, baby.
I know. I'm still working on it. The struggle's real. The struggle's real.
Hey, we're holding you accountable too, my man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm going to set a goal. I'm going to have 5 special guests there myself next Thursday. 5.
Let's go. There's going to be Pat. I'm going
to set that goal. And then
that's the cool thing with this too, is like, there's no limit. Like, it's not like, hey, 1 in, 1 out. You guys can go invite and get 100 people exposed to this in 1 hour next Thursday. That's kind of crazy to think about how many lives you can change in literally 1 hour.
For real. Absolutely. And everybody has 1 hour to change their life, right? If you don't have 1 hour to be open-minded, then I really don't want to work with you anyways. I really don't. You're going to be stubborn the whole entire time and cause issues and cause headaches and make me pull my hair out, make me get more gray hair.
So I want to shout somebody out. I want to shout somebody you shouted out, Pat. Mrs. Lily yes. Wild Lily Handy. So she's there was you were talking about all the events, man. I am at all the events. I'm in the front of the room. And if you guys haven't been to a big event, an EXP corporate event like Shareholders or EXP Con or Brent Goes events, you guys have to get to them. The next one's coming up in March in Cabo. You guys, if you are not locked in to be in Cabo in March, get it locked in today. Do not wait. Get there. These events are the biggest thing that you can do in your entire business. It's where I met Pat for the first time, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. There's something special about that Mexico event each year. But I was talking with Lily, not this year, but last year in Cabo. That's where we met. We were hanging out in the hot tub together, and she was telling me about all this coaching she does, and it hasn't really translated into agent attraction. And I'm like, wait, back the train up, Lily. Don't be so wild on me just yet. You told me you're connected to all these hundreds and thousands of agents and they're not coming to EXP with you. And we had this conversation about how, man, you've already built a culture. You've already built a community. You're already adding value to the masses out there in the real estate business. Why are we not doing this one additional little thing to get them over? And Lily, I've been watching you. I know you're growing. I know you've brought some people to EXP since then, haven't you?
I have 13 so far. I had about 18 and 5 have left.
Let's go. Amazing work. Keep going.
I love it. And also, guys, real quick, and give you guys another minute or two to send out your messages. Then we'll bring Ian Flanagan on real quick and introduce him, though. But funny story about Wild Lily Handy. We were in, I believe it was Cabo last year. Was it Cabo last year?
It was Cabo 2021 when I met,
Yes.
yeah, Trea,
So,
and yeah, it was
yeah.
my first one right after COVID.
Yeah. And so I told her, I was like, hey, Lily, you gotta go. You've got to go. So she, changed her plans and she went and found a way and all that good stuff. And I'm sitting on the far right side and kind of the right side of the stage. And I was getting ready to speak. And then all of a sudden I see Wild Lily Handy walking down the stairs. And our founder, Glenn Sanford, was sitting in the front row and there was an empty chair to the left of him. I was like, there is no way she's going to go up there and introduce herself and go sit next to Glenn Sanford. Sure enough, she did. And I was like, wow, that is awesome. Oh man, it's an amazing story, right? And she and Glenn, was sitting there shaking hands and I watched it all. I was on the right-hand side and I watched it all. I was like, there's no way. She was looking around, looking for a chair, couldn't find a chair, looked up in the front. There was one empty chair right next to Glenn Sanford. And I was like, wow, she is going to go sit right next to Glenn Sanford. And she did, right? And that was probably a life-changing moment right there for her business and for her life as well, too, right? So, guys, get out of your comfort zone, right? Do something today that makes you scared. Get out of your comfort zone and grow, right? That's how you grow. And I'll never forget whenever Scott and Tracy Lewis, they pulled a little joke on me one time. We used to do the Friday EXP Explains in San Antonio. And Scott would do the first part. I'm sorry, Tracy would do the first parts and Scott would do the second part. And he pulled me outside and said, hey, Tracy's not going to make it today. She's sick. Is there any way that you might be able to help out and do the first part with me? And I was freaked out. Talk about having butterflies and getting
shaking like a leaf.
Oh my God, start sweating and everything. Oh my God. I wasn't prepared. He threw me to the wolves. And then come to find out, Tracy was not sick. They're grooming me to be a leader, right? And I just thought that was so funny. And he was like, afterwards, he was like, man, congratulations, you crushed it. We probably had 30 or 40 people there, 10 or 15 guests, and we both just crushed it. I crushed it, he crushed it. And at the end, he was like, let me buy you a drink. Tracy's not sick. I just wanted you to step up and be a leader. I was like, you son of a gun, you got me, but it's a great story. Great turning point for my career and in EXP. So all right, guys, we'll hope you guys have sent out those messages. Let's book that that overview for next Thursday, ThursdayExecutiveOverview.com. Let's pack it 200. Guys, let's do it 200. Let's do it. And Trey, I'm not sure if you have a special guest or not for next Thursday, but if you need help, let me know. Let's get an amazing special guest.
We'll make sure we do. Like guys, like I said, we've had Glenn Sanford, the founder. We've had presidents on there. We've had Pat. We've had Brian Colhane. We've had all kinds of great people. So we'll bring in an awesome keynote like we do every single week for you. You guys just pack the house. We'll do the rest.
Hey, I have a suggestion, Julie Nelson, because market has shifted, and her book about launching your business, jump starting the business. I mean, she goes back to basics, and it's good for a realtor that's been very productive and then slowed down and starting again. And for beginner, it is just awesome.
No, she's great. Yeah, she's great. Love the idea, and we can definitely talk to her. All right, guys, I'm going to give Trey a break. Let me introduce my wingman. If you guys don't know Ian Flanagan, he's one of my great friends, one of my agents that I can with whenever I first got into the business almost 10 years ago, whenever I first started selling real estate in, I guess, 2014 was my first full year. And I wanted to start learning some real estate investing strategies and kind of creative financing. And so I partnered up and hired a mentor, and my mentor was Ian Flanagan. And whenever I got the opportunity to leave that boutique brokerage firm and join EXP, what did I do? I made my list, and Ian was on that list, and I gave him a phone call and said, hey man, this is what happened. This is where I went. You probably never heard of this company. I know you got your real estate license. I know you're doing very well. You got a lot of other business ventures going on, but I know you like passive income. This opportunity has some passive income that we can create together, build some wealth, and have a lot of fun. And he was a little open-minded, and but then again, he was busy as well, right? We're all busy, right? And I said, hey, listen, let me just set up a meeting, coffee meeting with one of the top dogs that grew Keller Williams. His name is Rob Flick, and just hear him out and get your questions answered. And the rest is history. After that, probably 4 or 5 hour coffee meeting with Rob Flick, here he is up in Dallas, Texas, absolutely crushing it. And again, we created this mastermind a few years ago just to collaborate, connect, share wins, success stories, and interview other successful agents like Trea. That's absolutely crushing it with real estate and agent attraction. So without further ado, my good friend, Ian. Ian, welcome to the call, my buddy. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Pat?
Good, man. Good. So, I know we do this every Friday. There's a lot of agents on here that may or may not know you. Then again, a lot of guests as well too. So maybe just kind of quickly share your success story and what you've been able to build over here at EXP.
Sure. Yeah. Well, first of all, Trea, thanks for your leadership, man. It's great to see guys come up and just absolutely crush it. You guys are growing something huge. And thanks again for inviting me on that call. I was probably one of the best EXP explains I've ever heard. And I personally do them as well. Right. So Trea, thank you for your leadership. Thank you, Tyler. You guys are crushing it.
Thank you, brother.
You got it, man. Yeah, I mean, the journey is everyone kind of has a similar story, a similar journey, right? You're busy, you're not paying attention, you're not focused on it. And then you get plugged into the culture at EXP and it's like, oh my gosh, like there's people living and crushing it on a level that you've never even seen before, right? And we all get into real estate for the dream of what it can create. But the reality is few people actually really ever get there. So cutting my teeth in the investing side of the business, I did learn one thing about single family houses. It's a volume game. So from 2009 to 2016, I didn't even have a real estate license, but we were selling a ton of real estate back then. That's how I met Pat. And fast forward, I guess 2016, one of the things that Pat said was he knew that I wanted cash flow. And obviously as an investor, equity and cash flow were the two plays, right? So he said, look, you can build equity and you can build cash flow with your real estate license. Ding, ding, ding. So he knew what I wanted. So that's when I started to pay attention. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is cool. There wasn't anybody making any money in revenue share. It was just a concept at that time. And, no one knew who EXP was at that time too. So I'm agent 981 under the first 1,000 agents that came into the company several years ago. And I didn't focus on this the first couple of years. My first year, I enrolled 4 people. And at the end of my first year, I had 6. I have a picture of my wealth chart and there's 6 names on it. And there's a whole list of names on the other side. But, I was super busy with my other companies. And as time went on, I started to see the success and started to see the results that everybody was getting. And I remember when Gene Frederick made $10,000 in 1 month, he sent out an email. He's like, hey guys, this took me 15 years to do at Keller. And I did this in less than a year here at EXP. And we know the kind of money those guys are making today. And I have to pinch myself because I call it that we were a part of the dynamite, right? The explosion that launched EXP was Gene Frederick, Rob Flick, Scott, and then everyone else that came after. So my second year, I had maybe 25 people total. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, this is starting to happen with or without me. Like this is going to take off without me if I don't pay attention to this. So I started to focus on it. And, there was months at a time that I would not focus on it, right? You get rejection from other agents. And then you have that narrative in your mind that whatever you tell yourself is the reality of what you believe, right? So those of you that have high level coaching understand the thought process and the manifestation of your goals and dreams and just the progression of what you're trying to accomplish. So there were some times there where I had a negative mindset and it was all myself, right? This isn't working. I can't do this. This sucks. Like people aren't listening to me. So I had to fight through that, right? Like I'm not a great attractor, a great recruiter, but just by sheer force of never giving up is what has continued to happen. So the third year, I guess it crossed like 300 people. And I was like, snap, like, wow. This is taking off, right? So I had to stay focused on this, and I'm so glad I did. I just crossed 2,200 agents, 2,200 agents. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, baby.
And it's a multiple 6-figure a year residual. Nothing's really passive, right? Rental properties, you still got to manage them. Agents, you still got to stay in touch and manage people, right? But it's just a different game. So now today, I have a lot of agents reaching out. So they're all brand new agents, but here's a reset for me as a professional. How do I get better at helping agents go from 0 to 1? right? I would love to have a whole front line full of, icon agents, but the reality is for me is I have new agents reaching out to me. So I got to get better at helping new agents.
Yep.
I help them get what they want, and in return, I get what I want.
Yep.
So that's kind of what it is. I've done everything. I've tried everything. I've done everything wrong that you could possibly do. I've been embarrassed. I've licked my wounds. Like I've tried everything, right? There isn't anything out there that we haven't done or tried. But I can say Trey nailed it on the head, man. Like once you figure it out and the light bulb goes off, that it's not about you, and it's about finding out what people want and need and helping them achieve their goals, and then providing them and strategically placing them with other people and having those conversations to help them level up their business. And that's the name of the game, man. It is really about helping other people at scale more than anything. So just being intentional, right? I mean, if you're not making money in revenue share now, you could potentially be making, a couple thousand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 in the next, 2 years. So, I mean, it feels pretty good, Pat, right? We're sleeping and there's deals closing.
Amen, baby.
Yeah. So, I mean, if there's anything else specifically you want me to kind of touch on, but it's definitely changed my life. I have the golden handcuffs. And here's a question that I ask people now. Are you at your forever brokerage?
Hey,
because I'm going to die here because my assets are going to pass on to my family.
Yes.
Right. We're not going anywhere. This company is going to go. I mean, Coldwell Banker's been in business for 120 years and they're still going. EXP. I mean, I know Glenn Sanford is now going to become the bionic man, right? He wants to, one of his goals is to run a marathon when he's 90. Yep. But listen, guys, we have a leader driving this massive cloud-based company that has completely disrupted and revolutionized the brokerage model. And he's doing all this for us. He's given, what has he paid? 125 million back to the agents in revenue share. How many, hundreds of millions in equity he's shared with the agents. So it's lights out, man. And I like to say this, Pat, I'll leave it here, is you can literally build the business of your dreams at eXp Realty. Never in a million years did I ever think I'd be getting paid on transactions in California, Florida, Canada, India, New Zealand, Australia. What?
Yep.
I was talking to an agent yesterday. I said, yeah, I'm getting passive income from different countries. And she's like, that's impossible. How's that even possible?
I love it.
It's just the way the model's set up. So yeah, you can literally build the business of your dreams at eXp Realty.
I love it, man. Well, Ian, thanks for everything that you've done and that you're doing, and your leadership and your support and your friendship and just everything, man. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, you're truly changing agents' lives, and thanks for being open-minded and taking my phone call, back in 2016, whenever I didn't even know what the heck I was talking about. Right, guys, we didn't have videos, we didn't have presentations, and I just wasn't afraid. I just said, man, I've got to talk to as many.
Yeah, it was different back then. It was not that it was more difficult. We just didn't have the resources and the geographic, spread that we have today. I mean, it's right. That's why people are growing so much faster, because back then, if we had an agent, and Pat knows this, Louisiana. Well, we weren't in Louisiana. Okay, well, how do we bring on agents in Louisiana? Okay, well, we got to find a broker there. And then we got to become memberships of the MLSs. Like, okay, we're in the state now, but we're not in that MLS. Like, okay, you're going to have to wait months.
Talk about growing pains. We had a lot of growing pains back then.
Yeah, a lot. And then Pat launched Louisiana. Then he launched like Montana and then Idaho. And I'll share this last story and I'll jump out of here. But I brought on an agent from Idaho, and I hired a full-time VA that all she does is generate leads for my frontline agents. So we're pushing properties off the back of Craigslist, right? So we go into KV Core. If you go to KV Core listings, company listings, all the eXp listings come up. You click on the property, and I send them a message. Hey, Terry, so congrats on listing on your property at 123 listing. Hey, would you mind if I had permission to market your property? 99% of them say yes. So we say, great. So we put them on Craigslist. We put them on Facebook Marketplace, and he got a lead. It was a builder out of California. Long story short, he's in escrow on a $1.2 million home and is building relationship with this builder he's going to be their listing agent. And he called me in tears. He was like, this is more money than I've made in the last year and a half on one deal. He's like, you've completely changed my life, man. I was just like, amazing.
Love those stories. Love it. And Ian, great job, man. I love it, man. And, for everything that you're doing. Love doing these calls with you. And again, real quick, I want to share, speaking about, kind of getting referral fees on the agents doing transactions in different cities, states, countries. My dad sent me a text the other day whenever our rev share numbers came out. I got paid on 2 transactions, one in South Africa and one in Israel. Wow, never even been there. Isn't that amazing, right? That is so cool. I was just like, oh my God. You know, I think it totaled, I don't know, $400 or $500 or whatever, but still, wow, not bad, right? That's a nice dinner. It could be a car payment, whatever, right? Just by building that foundation, right? And I don't even know who these agents are. I have no idea. I don't know any agents in South Africa or Israel, right? That is powerful. Revenue share is powerful, guys. All right, well, hey guys, we have about a few minutes left here. Let's open it up for Trey. You want to take maybe a few questions real quick?
Hey, let's go.
Everybody's time. We got about 4 or 5 minutes or so to leadership. But anybody have any questions for Trey? And again, let's pack that call next Thursday, Thursday, executiveoverview.com. And I want everybody to invite special guests, and let's set a goal 200 on the call. So anybody got a question for Trey?
Yes, Trey, Robert Whitekelt in San Diego. How are you, buddy?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I just want to know, why are you so good looking?
Oh man, I was born this way.
All joking aside, I want to know that first of all, I appreciate everything you do. You're a beast. Your energy is amazing. You're amazing. But what does your day-to-day look like? I mean, you're at every event. I mean, do you get any work done other than networking?
I love it. Yeah. So what does the day look like? Definitely make it to all the events. That's the number one priority for the year for the most part, is be at those events, bring the squad with us too. Big decisions happen, big events. The heavy lifting is done by the events. The number one thing is for you to get your own butt there, but then bring your teams there, and then bring guests and have them bring guests as well. So, but what day to day, I'm spending a lot of time on calls, man. I'm behind the computer on Zooms. I'm behind the phone on phone calls. I'm talking to agents. That's what I spend most of my time doing. So we'll talk to people on our team that we run with inside of EXP. Not everybody who joins the firm is a part of that team. So we'll spend a lot of time supporting them. We do goals calls with our people. We put on sales trainings. We figure out how we can best support them. We're always onboarding new agents into that team. And we're always introducing ourselves to other agents out there. I love getting, putting on events too, doing stuff with charity work, doing stuff for agents. We'll do it online. I'll partner up with like financial service providers, all kinds of different stuff. We'll put an event together, just whatever we can do to add value to as many people as possible, have as many conversations as possible. And then usually if you're out there having those conversations and just coming from that place of contribution, you're going to find ways to help people. Now they're part of your world, they're in your orbit, and it makes it very easy once you've added one piece of value to somebody to then add a second or a third. And hey, that's where EXP comes in, right? So that's what I spend my time doing, Robert. We're on Zoom calls, we're on phone calls, like 10, 12 hours a day usually.
Well, you know what? First of all, I just thank you so much for your energy, your enthusiasm, and just your infectious being. And I just appreciate you, and just thanks for doing this call today, man.
You're a badass as well, Robert, man. There's some people that'll take the energy from you and some people that charge that battery back up. You're definitely one that charges it, man. So I appreciate you, your leadership, your energy. That's a two-way street, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Love it. Amen. Guys, that's why we do these calls. My man, Robert, right there, man, crushing it in San Diego right there. And, guys, this is it. This is why we do these calls, to have fun, to get everybody motivated, right? Yes, it's, real estate's kind of a roller coaster. You can have your ups and downs, and it's tough out there, especially right now in this market. A lot of people have good days, and hey, some have bad days, right? I don't have not every single day is good for me, right? I have some bad days and kind of feel like I get, my teeth kicked in a little bit whenever agents are telling me no, or buyers and sellers telling me no, or just whatever it is, right? Or I'm not closing that, that agent on a three-way phone call or whatever. But that's why we have these calls, to get everybody motivated, stay motivated, learn, and have fun, right? It's all about having fun. Agents are watching us. Let's all have some fun. And today was fun, man. Trey, you brought fire, baby. And
of course, we want to do one more question here. Anybody got one more?
Yeah. We got about a minute or so. Anybody got a question for Trey? One last one.
Who's got the buzzer beater?
Buzzer beater. Everybody's ready to get over to leadership.
Everybody's ready to go. Well, we appreciate you guys. Go ahead and bring. Oh, Big Mike's got one.
Big Mike, you got a question?
No, I'm just being a smart ass. That's a break.
Sweet. Well, yeah, bring it home, Pat. I appreciate you having me on
hey,
here.
guys.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, again, hey, Trey, thanks so much for your leadership, man. I love your energy, love your passion, and love being around you guys. And again, guys, Thursday, executiveoverview.com. Let's set a goal, 200 on the call next Thursday. Let's do it, Trey. I can't wait. My goal is 5 special guests myself. So set yourself a goal, send out those messages, and let's start growing some rev share and changing other agents' lives. Trey, thank you so much, man. You guys have a great weekend. Have a happy Halloween. Be safe and pick up the phone. Call those agents. Don't be scared. get out of your comfort zone and do something that scares the shit out of you today.
Amen. Amen. Let's go. There's a lot,
All right,
a lot of
guys.
opportunity out there. You got to go make the commitment first, though.
You bet. Take care, guys. God bless. We'll see you back here next Friday, but I'll see you on the Zoom call next Thursday. Take care, guys.